welcome or welcome back. My name is Jennifer, and here on my channel I like to chat about all things beauty and makeup. Today I have my monthly palette ranking. I was doing this like the last 10 or whatever, but this year I want to keep track of the palettes that I'm using each month. So we're going to try this out. This is always subject to change with me. You just never know. I will mention that I have not filmed for quite a while. Anything that you have seen has been pre-filmed. I have like maybe 2 or 3 other videos I need to finish editing and get posted. But they're honestly not, they're not like super relevant content as far as like time sensitive. It's more like just deep potting or that kind of thing. Just really chill, casual videos. So I like to kind of sprinkle those in with the get ready with me chatting about makeup type videos. Hopefully that makes sense. Any whoosies, let's get into the video. So for today's palette ranking, I like to do 4 different categories. So the lowest category is like, do I need to declutter this? Because it's maybe a step above trash. The second category is, you know what? I like this. Maybe it's not the best palette I've ever used, but I want more time with it. And then the third category is like, wow, this is an amazing palette. Maybe it's not like a goat, you know, it's not the greatest of all time, but I think I'm gonna love this the more that I use it. And then the last category is like the goat, you know, like this is one of my holy grails. I definitely want to keep this and will definitely be using it more. So I do want to give an honorable mention to 2 palettes that kind of were like, they were like backup or like a good buddy to have with some of these palettes. I have the Blend Bunny All Done Up palette, and this one, like, it doesn't even look like I've used it very much, but anytime I need a mid-tone shade, a light shade, or a dark shade, like I need to deepen up a look, I need to lighten up a look, like anything neutral, this thing is like my jam. The blends on, Blend Bunny, it's in the name. I have no problems with their mattes. I actually really love their matte eyeshadows. And then I have the Miss Claus, the Lit List. This was gifted to me by Andy at Andy Does Stuff. And I just love keeping this palette close to my vanity. If I'm like, this look needs a little bit more zhuzh, I will reach into this little inner corner shade here is lovely. Some of these shimmers and pressed glitters are amazing. Sometimes I just need a good black, and this one is nice. So this one, even though you can get some amazing cohesive looks out of this, I still like to keep this close by year round for just like that extra little something that I need. I also have my ColourPop Precious Metals. That one's also a really good one, but I didn't dip into that one much over the last month or 2. So first category, where we're going lowest to highest. I have 2 palettes, unfortunately, that are in we're maybe a step above trash. So the first one is the Man-Eater Temptress palette, and I thought I was going to be head over heels in love with this palette because I'm head over heels in love with the palette in the same format that is called the Jewel, and then I also really like the Spark. Sorry, I had to look at it. It's actually in my to be used soon box. So yeah, I really liked the other palettes in this format. I just felt like I could not really build up the pigment. I want to use it again, and I want to use it with a different primer. I'm not saying I'm ready to declutter this. Sometimes I use the palette and I know right away, like, I don't need this. This can be decluttered. I'm done. I feel like I want to give this one more chance. So I feel like we can call this one on the chopping block. And then I have the Tartelette Juicy. I know I know. I love Tarte eyeshadows. Please do not come for me. Although I know a lot of people don't love Tarte eyeshadows, but the Tartelette palettes I really usually love. I think this may have been an issue of me. I think it may have been a me problem, not loving the look that I put together. So I really kind of want to do 3 looks with this. And for each look, I want to follow the row and just see how I feel about each of these 3 looks. So I want to give myself some more time with this one. I think I went into this trying to like bounce around between like the pink and the pink and the neutral. And I didn't put together a cohesive look. So this is on me. This is lack of talent, but it's on the chopping block. So we have 2 on the chopping block. And then we go into, I like it. It may not be the best palette ever, but I like it and I want more time with it. And that is the Soft Glam 2 from ABH. I, full disclosure, did not use either of these shimmers. I swatched them, decided that they weren't punchy enough for what I wanted that day. But the look that I put together with the mattes blended beautifully and made me feel like this easily could be a palette that I could take on a work trip and get some really beautiful but work appropriate looks out of. I say work appropriate, but y'all, like, I totally wore this at work today. And I was on camera for a meeting and I don't care. The girl I was talking to was actually like, I love your sparkles. So, it was not in front of executives. I have told y'all before, if it's in front of executives, I prefer to be in a neutral just because I feel more confident that way. My other 2 categories got mixed. So let me sort these out real quick and then I'll be back. All right, so next up, and these are not like ranked within the category. I prefer to just categorize them. So now we have these are really great palettes and I definitely want more time with them and they're not going anywhere. So the first one I have on my pile here is the Fantasy Cosmetica Rogue palette. Hi, Polly. The shimmers in here are amazing. I will say, I don't think I've really used this purple shimmer that much, but every time I do a look with this palette, I love how it turns out. It's like swampy, but purple and green. I actually get the feeling that the Blend Bunny palette that they're teasing right now might end up looking something like this. Then I have the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde, and I toyed with putting this in like my holy grails, but I'll be honest, I think if this palette disappeared, I don't know if I would remember, at least not right away. But I really like the look that I did with this. I ended up doing something with this pink and this purple, even though it's the dead of winter. I just felt like it. I needed some spring in my life because we have been like blanketed with snow so many times here and I'm so over the snow, although thankfully it melted so fast today. So it snowed 2 days ago and today it is like completely gone. And the wind was blowing, so the roads are not going to freeze over. It's amazing. Anyway, yeah, I really like this palette, and I definitely think it belongs in my collection, but also I don't know if I would miss it if it left. Then I have the Glaminatrix Exquisite Eyes palette. I actually did a Get Ready With Me featuring this palette, and I think I really like how that eye look turned out. I got a lot of compliments on it. I just feel like it's kind of a one note, you know, it's monochromatic. However, the pans are magnetic. So if I ever get tired of it, my husband did buy me all 4. If I ever get tired of it, I can shuffle these around, and I think I figured out ColourPop singles fit in here. So then I have the Blend Bunny Divination palette. And again, this is a really nice palette. I really enjoyed the look I put together with this. I don't feel like I can put this in Holy Grail status because I've only used it the one time. And I feel like I definitely need more time. I don't know if I could ever no pan left behind this because it's so honkin' huge, but I feel like this will be kind of like another palette that I'm going to want to keep close because some of these tones are so unique and I could see these really coming in clutch. Like I probably should have leaned into this today when I got a little frustrated with the palette that I used. If anyone is wondering, I have the Morally Gray palette from Bella Beauté Bar on my eyes today. And yes, I have a lot of glitter fallout. No, I do not care. And then finally for this category, I have the Simply Posh Citrus palette. Do not ask me why I did like a hot pink and orange look in the middle of winter. I just felt like it. I was not inspired by anything else I had pulled out, and this inspired me. It actually stemmed from the sweatshirt that I was wearing. It's like a gray sweatshirt, and then on it is like a giant star. It's kind of like almost 80s, early 90s looking with like hot pink and orange, like ombre and like black spots on it. If I knew where it was right this moment, I would at least insert a picture, but I don't know where it is. So anyways, then we have my final category, which is like, yes, 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 holy grail status. Absolutely love these palettes. Would definitely miss them if they left my collection. So first up, I have the What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette, and I love this brand. First of all, I feel like a lot of their like posts are very positive. I don't feel like they exclude any creators or any, I want to say genres, but people are not genres. Oh, why are words so hard with my brain? If you're new here, hi, I have problems remembering words and I have really bad brain fog. I suffer from a multiple autoimmune disorders and issues, and it's a fun ride being with me. Anywho, yeah, this amazing. I mean, I think I have used every single shade in here at least 2 or 3 times. And some I've used more than that. Sometimes I will dip into this just for a little extra something. But what really sells me on this palette is the shade Scales. And I don't even know if it is going to come across on screen as much as it should. Let me see if I can get this light a little bit closer. Oops, knocked over the Eiffel Tower. So here you can see it's more purple. And then there, I think you can see it's more green. Yeah, I absolutely loved the shift on this when I did an eye look with it. Oh my God, refocus, thank you. Yeah, so definitely love this one. It's not going anywhere. Again, pans are magnetic. So, and also pans are magnetic with the Citrus Punch. I think that's, oh, nope. And then pans are magnetic with the Fantasy Cosmetica palettes that have this like stained glass kind of look on them. When I said I knocked over the Eiffel Tower, this was full of like little chocolate candies that I did not like, but my kids did eat. But my husband went through Paris on one of his deployments and got this at the airport for me because he wanted to bring me home a little something. He felt bad that he was in Paris without me, but it's not like he got to go anywhere fun. Anyway, next up, I have the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. I have never been disappointed with a single look I have ever made with this palette. I resisted buying this for a long time, and then I found it at TJ Maxx, and I went ahead and snatched it up. I am so glad I did. I'm really glad I didn't pay full price because I do think Too Faced is a little overpriced on a lot of stuff. I'm not sure that you get quite that value. What will never make sense to me in my head is that palettes like this, where It's magnetic, but they didn't make the shades magnetic. Why? Why did you use magnetic pans and then just glue them in? How much more does it really cost to put a magnet sheet on the back so that they can magnetize? Anyone know? I'd be interested to know. Love this palette. I feel like this is 100% a palette I will probably travel with. Actually, no, I won't travel with this one. I would travel with the smaller ones because I would cry if this got lost or damaged. I have this one I will probably travel with. This is the Born This Way Cold Smolder Nudes. I did not use it this month, but this would be the one I would travel with. It's basically like a third of the Natural Nudes palette. Then I have the Fantasy Cosmetica Fighter palette. I think I also did I do a Get Ready With Me with this one? I think I did. But I know I used it on camera and I love this palette. I cannot wait to use this again. I really probably should have put this in like the category right before this, but I can't. I fell in love with it immediately. We'll see on the future rankings if this falls from grace, but I don't think it will. I have two more palettes. Then I have my Sigma Corta Rosa. I love this palette. Like, first of all, Sigma with their packaging, like they nail it. They know how to do packaging right. Even though this is cardboard, it's easier to clean than like the crushed velvet ones that ABH used to do. And I just love the looks that I get from this. Again, I'm never disappointed. You're not going to get the most punchy shimmers out of this. Like, you're not going to get Bella Beauté Bar glittery shades like you do with, like you wouldn't get Bella Beauté Bar shades with glitter out of this palette. And that's okay. Sometimes I want something a little more understated. Sometimes I want low effort. And really glittery shades, really shimmery shades, very impactful shades sometimes can be a little more effort than what I'm willing to do. But these are fantastic. I have used this one, and I've used my Cinderella and the new mod. I love all three. Hated the quality of the Enchanted Mini. So some people love Sigma, some people don't. I feel like the people with the codes sometimes push it a little more than what I think they're worth, but I do think that the three palettes that I mentioned that I've used and loved, I do think they're good quality. I have nothing to gain from sharing that with you. I don't have a code. I don't represent Sigma. They have no idea who I am. And they probably never will. But yeah, this one, I have always loved the looks that I get out of it. And then last, not surprising, but my Pat McGrath Mothership. This one is the Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction. It is by far my favorite Pat McGrath palette. I really feel like she maybe could have stopped here and been fine, because this is just a really good palette. And of course, this shade here is like my go-to shimmer shade. I love like a rosy, kind of brown, a little bit smoldery look, and then throw in a really pretty like shifty shimmer on top of it. Absolutely love it. What I think is criminal is that I have barely used the other three shimmers. I've used this one a crap ton, but the other three just get pretty neglected. Which, I mean, when you have almost 200 palettes, some are going to get neglected. Which some I have just for nostalgia, if we're being honest. Some of my ColourPop palettes are definitely nostalgia driven. And I feel like it would be a waste to get rid of them, and I would miss them, because sometimes I just like opening them and reminiscing on when I loved everything ColourPop put out. I don't now, but that's okay. So that's it for today. How many palettes was that? So that is the 13 palettes that I used in January, not including my 2 honorable mentions. Before I forget, we're gonna do a thumbnail. If you like this video, I hope you'll give me a big thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more makeup and beauty content from me, hit that subscribe button and I'll have more coming at you. I hope wherever you are, you have a wonderful day. Bye. Look at that Polly. I have the silk tablecloth out because I've been doing inventory photos. I actually had a really nice like background that came rolled up and I can't seem to get it to lay flat. And when it was put away too high for me to reach, way up above the flowers on a shelf that's like even a foot above those. I'm too short for that. So I just went with what I could reach, which was my silk tablecloth that I don't really like. I don't really like how the pictures turn out with that. I think I need to do something else. If you do flat lay pictures, what do you use? Like, I have scrapbook paper I've thought about pulling out. I have scrapbook paper I've thought about pasting to like a poster board. I don't know. That is an old vanity and it is not in the best of condition. So it's not really in a place to do photos. And currently my good vanity is covered in stuff, but even when it isn't, it is a glass, like see-through tabletop. So I don't really get the best pictures out of it because you can see all the crap behind it that's in my drawers, even though they're like organized fairly well, I think. This was a really, really long rant. Like, if you're still watching this, like, you're a real one. Can you please give me a cat emoji? That would just like make my day. I'm gonna leave Pat over there because I would absolutely die if that broke. Okay. Oh, shadookie. I almost lost all of my palettes. We're safe. We're safe. We're fine. We're fine. Okay. If you like this video, I hope you'll give me, wow, like, can you film? Like, what are you doing here? Bye for real, y'all.